Hi everyone, my name's Dylan and I do tech reviews and price analysis in the Australian market, particularly on graphics cards. So if you're ever looking at buying a graphics card, be sure to subscribe, come back and check here and watch my latest videos to make sure you're getting the best you can for your money. Today we're taking a look at the used market in Australia and comparing how it stacks up to buying brand new. And I've taken a look around on eBay and got all the data, and I think you'll be surprised what you can actually get with your money if you're going to be buying secondhand. I'm also going to be showing you how to actually find the best deals on the used market and work out what you should actually be paying for the graphics card that you want. And we'll talk a bit about the pros and cons of buying used as well. So here are the results. We have every graphics card lined up in their appropriate column along the bottom. And as we go across, we're getting into more and more powerful graphics cards, right? So the least powerful graphics card is on the very far left down here, and more powerful than that is the 1080, more powerful than that is the 1060, and so on and so forth. This is based on raster performance at 1440p, so it doesn't take into account DLSS or ray tracing performance. It's just based purely on raster. So when we look at the RX 6600 here, for example, on the used market it's going for $200, but on shelf brand new it's going for $305. Now some of these you'll see that they don't have two data points, like the 2060 Super here only has one data point, and that's because they're either not available on the used market or they're not available on the new market. The criteria I've used here for the used market prices is that I've looked at items that were sold in Australia only, so no overseas imports. I've also only listed cards with postage of around $20 or less. So just take into account that when you see a used market price, you'll be paying that plus around another $20 for shipping. And although this is a used market price analysis, some of the items are in varying condition. Some of them are secondhand but haven't really been used. Some of them are just open boxes. Some of them have been used for years. And some of them are actually just brand new, like unwanted gifts. I've also only looked at the prices for the past month and a half of sales on eBay, so it should be relatively up to date for what you can expect in today's market. And finally, to calculate my used market price, what I've done is I've taken the three cheapest graphics cards for that chipset that I could find, and I've taken the average of those three cheapest cards sold in the past month and a half. So now let's take a look at the results. Let's take a look at the low end first. On the very far left here, we have the RTX 3050, and that's the worst performing card in my chart. Now this goes for around 340 on the brand new market, and 300 is the average cheapest that I could find on the used market. In my opinion, and not just in my opinion, based on the data here, it's not a good purchase and I don't recommend buying one of these cards. Reason being, keep in mind this list is in order of performance. So as we go up to the right, these cards are performing better and better and better, and if you take a look, we get all the way up here to the RX 5700 XT, and this card all the way up here on the performance list is $184 on the used market compared to $300 of the RTX 3050. So that's why I've highlighted this one blue. Wherever I've highlighted something blue, that's a good purchase based on the used market price. Here's another example. The next card in performance is the ARC A750 here, and that's going for $237 on the used market. However, you can spend less money and get more performance if you just follow up the chart to my next blue item, which is the 6600 XT. So that should make sense, I hope. Now I do want to show you guys some examples of some of these. So let's take a look at the 5700. So here we are on eBay. We're taking a look at the 5700s, and here is a 5700 which sold pre-owned for $176. Now that is just a phenomenal purchase. Keep in mind the prices in my charts are the average of the cheapest three that I could find. So some of them are below the dollar value shown in my charts, and some of them are above. Having a look around the list here, you can see $200, $205, $225, and that one had a 7% discount coupon available. So around $200 is what you're looking at, but they do get as low as $176 as I've shown here. Moving up the chart and taking a look at the next performing card, which I've recommended, is the 6600 XT. And if we take a look at that on the used market, we're going over here, and this one sold for just $219. Pre-owned card. It's an ASRock AMD RX 6600 XT. And if we look around the list here, we can see here's an Asus, went for $250. We've got a Gigabyte for $260. We've got a Power Color here, which went for $223. So, you know, between $250 and $220 is what you're paying for a 6600 XT. So, you know, if you're going to spend an extra $50 maybe, you can upgrade from the 5700 XT to the 6600 XT. As we move up in my performance chart now, after the 6600 XT, the next item we have is the RTX 2070 Super for $238 average. So, you know, just think about it. You can spend $290 on a 7600, or you can spend $300 on an A770, or you can spend just $238, $240 on a 2070 Super and get more performance. So let's take a look at the 2070 Super. Here's a really good deal. This one went for just $265. It's an Asus model. Having a look around, we've got one here which went for $230, another Asus. We got, you know, $300, $340, $315. So I think you're looking at between $350, $270 thereabouts. Although they've gotten even cheaper. You know, this guy was the only one who made a bid on this one and got $230 for an RTX 2070. So that's pretty good, because, you know, with any RTX card you get support for DLSS, which I think is a really good bonus. You get a lot more performance out of that. Moving up the chart after the 2070 Super, you can see it goes all the way up to $482 for the RX 6700, but then you can get the RTX 2080, which performs even better, for just $277. So it's $200 cheaper. It makes sense, right? So let's take a look at the RTX 2080. And here is a Gigabyte model, which sold pre-owned for just $253. This one had 20 bids on it, so there were a few people trying to bid for it, but it still didn't go for much money, $250. You know, that's a really good deal. That card was really expensive when it was brand new. It's an RTX card, supports ray tracing, supports DLSS. Having a look around, we can see this one went for $320. We got one another for $317. We've got one there for $306. This one was a broken one, so it went for $80. $350. Yeah, so I think, you know, between $350 and $320 thereabouts is what you can expect to pay, but we've seen them go as low as $250. So if you're lucky enough, you can pick one up, you know, on auction or make an offer on eBay, and you can get a really good deal that way. So following the performance list up from there, after the 2080 Super, we have the price list going all the way up to $669 for the 4060 Ti. But if we keep scrolling across, we can get more performance from the RTX 3070 for just $368 on the used market, and that is phenomenal. $368. You know, this is performing better than a card that costs $670. $370, you're going to get really good performance. And this is why I tell people, if you're looking at doing a budget build and you've only got, like, you know, $300, $400 to spend on the graphics card, you're better off just going to the used market at that point. You're going to get a lot more performance for your money. So let's take a look at the 3070. And that one is over here. So we've got a Gigabyte RTX 3070, which went for $350. Remember, my prices in my chart are the average of the lowest three. Yeah, some of them cost less than what's on my chart. Having a look around, we've got, you know, $450. We've got $395, $400. So around is $450. So I think you can easily get one for $400, $450. But the best one I've seen is $350. So yeah, there are some good deals for 3070s on the used market at the moment. Also, there are some good deals on the 6750 XT. So that one performs similarly to the 3070. So I wanted to show that one as well. This one here went for $255. Now the reason that's good to know is if you're looking to buy a 3070, if you see this price and you think, yeah, I want to get one of those, you might start looking and you just can't find one that's available in the used market at the moment. So maybe if you're in a rush and you really want to buy right now, there might be a 6750 XT that you can buy. So it's worth taking a look at those as well. Moving up the list, the next good deal we have is the 6800. This one is selling for around $490 on the used market. So let's take a look at the 6800. So here we have one, it's a power color which went for just $485. That one was very heavily bidded on, 46 bids, so there was a bit of a bidding war, and it still only hit $485. And if we have a look around, we've got one here, 550, we've got 519, 550, 525. So yeah, 485 is a really good deal, but they're not getting much more expensive than that. You know, this one went for $525 just on 28th of September, which was just today actually. And that's a nice Sapphire Pulse model. They're really good. So yeah, you know, Asus, $550. You've got a few ASRoCs there, MSI 550, you've got a Sapphire for 483. So that's pretty good prices for the amount of performance that you get. Going further up on the performance list, we get up to $895, $892 for the RTX 4070. Not much variance on the used market for those, but you can get more performance and spend only $638 and get a 6800 XT. We've got a Power Color Red Dragon 6800 XT. This is a 16 gigabyte card, which sold for just $610. Someone got a really good deal on a 6800 XT there. And having a look around, we've got $689, $660, $700, $650, $690. So between, you know, $690, $650 and getting as low as $610, you can get a 6800 XT, and that is a really good performing, quite a future-proof card with the amount of memory that it has. And instead of spending $895 on an RTX 4070, you're going to get a lot more performance for a lot less money. Moving up again further on the chart, we're going up past the 3080, past the 3090, and we get to the 6900 XT. So that one is going for just $850 on the used market, which is cheaper and performs better than the RTX 3090, which is $1,060. So here we have one pre-owned Gigabyte, which went for $850. This is a 16 gigabyte card as well. And you know, this is a really good card. At one point, this was like the flagship AMD card until the 6950 came out. But yeah, these are going, you can see here, 820, 850, 900. This one's a bit of an anomaly. This one went for $363. I don't know why or how. I didn't even include this one in my data analysis because it just seems like too much of an anomaly, but yeah, I doubt you'd find it for that price again, so that someone got a good deal if that is a real sale. Yeah, so this is a really good, this is a high-end card, you know, 16 gigs of memory. And yeah, you can get it, you know, here's one for $800. We got $760, $766 on the 8th of August. So, you know, between $800 and $900, you can get this card, which gives you better performance than an RTX 3090 for a few $100s less. Moving further up the chart, we're going past the 6950 XT, and the rest of these cards I've left in my price chart but I haven't provided any examples, because what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you guys how you can actually find these cards on eBay and work out what you should be spending on them yourselves. Let's have a look at the flagship card, the RTX 4090. That card goes for $2,640 brand new. That's the cheapest you can get brand new, but you'll save around $300 if you're going to buy used. You can get it for around $2,350. The 7900 XTX has shot up in price recently on the new market, but it goes to $1,620 new, but you can get it for around $1,350 used. However, around 3 months ago, it was actually going for $1,450 brand new. So, you know, $100 more and you get one new compared to that used price, but the market's moved, so there's a big gap there now. The RTX 4080, which is a really fantastic card as well, it's dropped significantly in price on the used market. It goes for $1,770 or so brand new, and it's dropped all the way down to $1,367 used. So you're saving $500 on that, which is phenomenal. This card, keep in mind, you know, at the beginning of 2023 was selling for more than $2,000 brand new. So to get it for $1,370, that's a really big drop in price, and you're getting good performance, and any used 4080 that you get is going to be relatively new. You know, it would only be up to maybe a year and a half to 2 years old at the most. The 7900 XT, also you can make a good saving there of around $250. It goes for $1,280 new, and it's as low as $1,027. Again, that's an average on the used market. So, you know, you can find them even cheaper than that, because that is an average. And the 4070 Ti gets even cheaper than that. So if you want an RTX card in the kind of mid to high range, you can get an RTX 4070 Ti for around $960 Australian on the used market. All of this indicates a relatively healthy market where scalping is not so prevalent, because there are cards available used, and they're going for, you know, much cheaper than the new cards. They're not being overpriced because of lack of stock or anything like that. There's enough of these on the market now for people to be selling them at low prices, and that's really good if you're in the market to buy one. So it is a buyer's market at the moment. Now I want to show you guys what you can do if you want to figure out how much you should actually be spending on a used card. One way to do it, which is really easy, just go by my video, which I've just shown you. I've shown you all the prices that people are currently paying for used cards. They're all in my chart here. But if you want to do it yourself, just to double check, what you want to do is you go over to eBay, and you want to just search for the card that you want to buy. Now, make sure when you type in the card, so I'm going to search for an RTX 3070. Now, what you want to do is make sure you put 3070 in quotation marks like this. And that's going to make sure that all the results are definitely going to have the numbers 3070 in them. So it's not going to get mixed up and give you other RTX cards. Now, by default, eBay is obviously going to show you all the cards which are currently for sale. And here we can see a 3070 Ti, it's $550. We've got a normal 3070, $450. We've got another one here, $325. Now, some of these are auctions, some of them you can buy now, and some of them which are buy now, they allow you to make an offer. So you can actually make an offer to the seller at a lower price than they're asking. But what we want to do is we want to figure out, well, what have other people been paying for these, so that we know what we should kind of pay. Well, if you scroll down on the left hand side here, you can find a filter. You can go show only sold items. This one right here, sold items, check that. And now we're looking at things which have already sold, which the default search won't show you at all. Added from here, we can actually go, well, we want to look at items which were sold as used. So we're looking at all the used items. And now we can see 3070s which sold, and this will tell you what they actually sold for, not what the seller was asking for. So this one sold for $400. This one sold for $600. Some of these are full PC cases with 3070s in them, just skip past those. $450, $450, $400, $450, and so then you can get an idea what people have been paying for them. You can see how in demand they were. This one only got one bid, for example. This one was a buy it now, so it wasn't an auction. Let's have a look. So some of these are overseas as well, so just keep that in mind. Look at the postage prices. This one's $20 postage, so that's reasonable, but just keep in mind that's going to be added onto the price that you're paying. And yeah, usually if they're located overseas, it'll tell you that as well. But with the 3070, there's so many of them that all these ones here are all located in Australia. So that's how you can figure out what you should be paying and what other people have been paying for that card. So now, what do you need to be careful of if you are buying on the used market? And I'd say there's three things to consider. Number one is, how reliable is it that you're going to get what you're paying for on the used market? Or are you going to get scammed by someone because you're not buying from a reputable store, you're buying from individuals? And that's where it comes down to the platform that you're purchasing from. Now, if you look at the two big ones are Facebook Marketplace and eBay. Facebook Marketplace, there's no buyer protection. And they even say, we don't recommend that you buy things for postage. We recommend only for pickup. And I say the same thing. If you're buying off Facebook Marketplace, do it pickup. Don't get postage. It's just safer that way, and there's no buyer protection if you don't get the item that you paid for. So failing that, you can buy from eBay, and eBay does have buyer protection. So you might spend a little bit more, and you're going to pay for postage, but you've got that assurance that if the item doesn't arrive, or you get something that wasn't what you paid for and someone's tried to trick you, eBay or sometimes even PayPal will refund you for the amount that you paid for that item. Now, the other thing is that there is a manufacturer's warranty on graphics cards, and there's also a retailer warranty. Now, usually a retail store will not transfer their warranty from one person to another. So if I buy a graphics card at Computer Alliance and then I go and sell it to my friend and he tries to claim warranty for it at Computer Alliance is probably going to say, well, you're not our customer, you're not the person we sold to, so we don't have any warranty agreement with you. And that's true, but there is also manufacturer warranty. The manufacturer warranty is actually the only thing that even the retailers rely on. So sometimes you can still get warranty, but you've got to look at the policy of the manufacturer. So if you're buying a Gigabyte graphics card used, you might want to go and read Gigabyte's warranty policy and see, do they allow transfer of warranty if someone sells their graphics card on the used market. Or you might not care about warranty. You might just want to get a card that you know is working when you purchase it. You're saving a lot of money on the used market, and warranty doesn't really concern you. If it breaks in a year or so, you'll just buy another one. That's a personal decision, but I'm just outlining that on the used market, that's something you've got to be aware of. Also, if you're buying on the used market, you're not going to be able to claim game bundles, right? So for example, at the moment, the AMD cards all come with Starfield included. That's not the case if you buy on the used market. You've got to buy new if you want to claim the game bundle with your card. And the reason for that is that you actually claim the games through the retailer. So if someone's selling a card like a 7600, for example, you're not going to be able to claim Starfield. That person probably already claimed Starfield from that card. But even if they didn't claim it, you still wouldn't be able to. So just be aware of that as well. So summarizing up based on my data, do I recommend that you get a used card on the Australian market right now? Well, my opinion is that you can save a lot of money and get a lot more performance if you are buying used, but it's not always the best option. If you are buying at the high end, say an RTX 4090, I don't think it's worth saving $300 to buy a very, very expensive product on the used market. I personally would feel safer buying something that expensive from a retailer and just spend the extra $300, which gives you the confidence of buying from a retailer who's going to provide you a warranty. You're going to get whatever game bundle it comes with, and if you have any problems with it, you know that you're going to be able to take it back to the store, and they're going to help you out. That's my opinion. However, if you're buying at the low to mid range, I think it's a great idea to buy on the used market if you can find the card that you're looking for. It all depends on availability of these things. So, you know, if you're building a very, very low end build, I absolutely recommend you get a 5700 XT or a 6600 XT for around $200. That's the best option for you at the moment. If you're going up to mid-range, you know, around $500, $400, I recommend instead of spending that on a new 3070, you get a used 6800 or you get a used 6800 XT. After that point, you know, you start to look at cards which are still available brand new. And so you've actually got that option of buying new. And at that point, it comes down to whether you think it's worth your money. So my opinion is low range cards, definitely, you know, low end budget, purchase on the used market. Mid range, maybe, depends what you can find. High end, no, I don't think it's worth it. Again, this is my opinion. It's up to you guys to make that decision for yourselves. So I hope that's been helpful for you guys. Please subscribe and like this video if it has been, and check back in the future if you are going to buy a graphics card, and make sure you watch my latest price guides before you do. Cheers, and I hope to see you all next time.